Okay, in this video what I want to show you is how to import and export routines into the programs or into a different processor. So in this instance we have our live Udemy rack, right? And what I want to do is actually come into this training module and actually come in here and show that I can export everything from here. So what I want to do is export, come in here and right click, and again I could come in here and export this main program right here. The task itself again is not going to be that way, so what I can do is I can do the main program and then come in here and export it. But being that my file that I'm currently using already has a main program, what I want to do is, well, let's go ahead and do that. I'll show you how to build that straight from scratch. So what we'll do is we'll come in here and export this. And this is going to grab every bit of what we did here and throw it over into the other program. And again, like I said, I was going to give you, and so we're going to put this in our desktop. But like I said, I'm going to give you this copy, so I want to make sure that you get everything. So I've been kind of going between different versions and different programs, so I want to make sure that everything is consolidated into one program. So when you guys get the files, if you choose to use the files, that they're current with the teaching. So again, it's exporting right now, and then it's exporting to my desktop. So that's usually where I choose to do it. You can export it to wherever you choose to. I like to do it there because I know where it's at. It's just easy to point right back to it. So we'll go ahead and hopefully this thing will go ahead and finish shortly. And to tell you what, while that's still doing its job, because it shouldn't take that long, I wouldn't think, unless it's, well, it may have some it may be kind of big. We'll go ahead and stop the video and pick back up in just a second. Okay, so it finished, and we're going to pick back up. So again, so now we're at we've exported the main routine, or the main program here. We're going to go to our our Udemy Live, right? And we basically want to come in and add a new task. So add a new task, and then in that task we're gonna name, we can come back and let's make sure we name it right. It doesn't matter, I just want to keep the naming culture right. So we'll name it ladder logic, and I think this one we called it yeah, so we can actually come in here and copy this name and then make sure we put that correctly in here. So we'll come in here and paste that in here, and we know it's 47 milliseconds, so we'll put 47 milliseconds. Then let's come in, and what you do to import back in is you actually right click and go to add, and then you add our import program. And then import program, this is going to be under my desktop where I put the file, right? And then the program that we're looking for is main program. So we're just going to import that in. It's going to have everything that we currently had. Then we're just going to hit OK. We can check that by looking at the routines and stuff. So you can check your routines, you can check your programs, you can check your tags. You can check your online, if you had any add-on instructions and stuff like that. Anyway, so you can check all of this stuff right then and verify that it's good, and then click OK if it is. It will then import everything in. and let you know if there's any kind of warnings or errors down here in the very bottom. It will still import if there's warnings, but not if there's errors. This program now has all the stuff that we had, and even added I even added the add-on instructions. So that, as far as that goes, that gives a full, it starts adding in the full programming that we had in the system. So now we have that in our live rack, so then that's there. And so now what we want to do is get the rest of the stuff. So we can come in and let's get on the right program, and we come in and do the rest of the programs as well. So obviously there's nothing in here as far as what we've done so far, in the structured text and stuff like that. So we can just add these in one by one. Of course, doing so, it's no big deal. Obviously all we're going to do is export each one of these and import them in, and then start programming from there. So we're not actually going to do too much as far as that goes. So now it's going to ask us to export. Obviously if it's real small, it's going to take a short amount of time. So always go to export, and then it'll pop up down here. You choose your location where you want to export. When you choose your location, again, just make sure you know where it's at, and that way you know what to pick when you come and put it back in. Let's see, add, let's go to export. And then once you export, you have everything. Personally, you're gonna have to add these. Routines back in. So I like to copy these. I like to copy the names so that I have the exact names of what they used to be, so that it just matches that much more. So I'll come in here and add the routine, or add the task. I'll paste it in, and we know it was 75 milliseconds. So that's that much easier. Come back in, do the other one as well. So this one was, just grab the name, come back in, go right here, task, add it, paste, and then again, this was 125. Okay, put it in, and then we go to our last one, which is our structure text. We grab it and copy, and then go to this and add it in, paste it, and then we change this to 57 milliseconds, just like we had it. Now, one thing I will say too, as far as the and let's come back to that in just a second. Let's import these in while we're here. So add, import, then you're going to come into, this one was function block, so we want to make sure we pick our correct one. So come in here and make sure we're on our desktop, and function block right here. So add that in. That's going to incorporate everything in. It's going to give us our selector, so that we can, it's going to verify everything is good. Okay, so then we come in and do the same thing on the next one. So add program, and this one is our sequential function chart, so SFC. We want to add that in. And again, we didn't have to check anything because we didn't really have anything in there, so that's why you see me just kind of checking through. This one is the structured text, so A4 structured text. So structured text right here, and again, this is where you would check to see what you have. If you have any tags, you can look at tags and stuff like that too. Again, we don't have anything in these routines, so I'm not really concerned with checking them. So the next thing too is to come in here and set priorities. We didn't talk about priority setting. So you see we have our milliseconds here, but we can set priorities on the what we want to scan. Like, what is the highest priority of scan? Like, what do we think is the most critical thing in the program? The lowest number yields the highest priority, meaning if we wanted ladder logic to scan first, we could put it at 4. We can put we come down here and change this one to 5 if we wanted to. And if the rest of them weren't that important, we can keep all of them, you know, like I said, at 5. It doesn't matter as far as that goes. You can kind of we could keep them at 10 as well. So you don't have to change them. You keep, as long as you're not overlapping and stuff of that nature, then you're perfectly fine. As far as this goes, you know, we had our main task here. You know, we got rid of it when we imported some stuff in here, so just note that was there. We can come back and get that on that other rack we had. So let's go ahead and actually let's get rid of that altogether. Let's just delete that. Again, we want to make sure we keep it nice and constant. And this is the one where we tied the IO and stuff in, so we can come back and tie that stuff in too a little bit later. So let's go to at this point we want to download, and once we download, it will go through like a self-checking process anyway. If there's anything wrong, it will obviously fail and give us an error, and the error will actually tell us, just like it just did, which I kind of figured would happen, but that's good that it did. So it'll tell you exactly where what we need to do. So in this case, we had an add-on instruction that we tried to import. We want to remove the signature and then generate a new signature, and then hit OK, and then it should be fine. So to verify that, we can click Verify Controller, and as long as no errors pop up, we should be fine. So again, we'll go back to download and then check it again. So you will run into small instances, but just know that there are things that it will let you know exactly what the error is and point you to the direction that you need to fix. And the more you get to programming and the more you get used to it, this stuff will just be, it'll come to you naturally. So again, so now we have this in here. Everything's good. We've transitioned everything from our emulated file over to our actual hardware. And, you know, so what we want to do on that aspect is, let's see if we still have the motor controls that we uploaded. I'm not sure if we got rid of those or if we still have them. I think we closed those out, but we can the alias stuff, we can add that stuff back you know, a little bit later. But the main focus of doing this is actually having everything in one file. So I just wanted to show you that you can import and export routines, or import and export programs as well. So you can just do routines as well. You can just, if I just wanted to do this one routine, I can just sit there and export it and import it into the other one. So again, it's just that simple. Again, we'll save, and that's it. So we'll go ahead. Now we have transitioned everything from our emulated version to our live version, so it's on our actual hardware, and that way we have both of them. So again, that was just a quick way to import, export, and understand that you don't have to recreate every time you're doing something. You can just import, export, add, or subtract, whatever you want to do to a program. And this was, again, version 30, so I'm not there. Things get a lot. To me, they're a lot easier on RS Logix 5000, which is version 20 and below. When it comes to 30, some things have changed as far as online stuff. So there's things that you can and can't do, like if let's just show that on this program, if I wanted to export, it would be export here. If I wanted to import, it would just be import. Rather than on this program, which is version 30, and I'm sorry, but when I swap back and forth, it does that. I would have to select add and then import. Or I would have to select add and then import, rather than just coming up here and having an import export right here. I have an export, but I don't have an import. Whereof on this one, I have an import and an export. So it makes it a little bit easier. And like I said, it really depends on what you're used to dealing with, on how you operate it. So just know that there are subtle differences in the software. And this one I'm showing you is version 20. So that's RS Logix 5000, as we talked about. And the other one is currently our Studio 5000 version 30. So this is version 30. So just know there's the differences right there, and hopefully that cleared that up for you. So, and like I said, it's very, very simple to transition and import and export. All right, so we'll carry on to the rest of the training.